Hello everyone. Our topic for today is all about information disorders. But before proceeding this topic, let me introduce myself. Hello, I'm Marie Angelique Espinosa Pellen from BEd 2B. Now these are the taking points. First, we will take about the meaning of information disorders. Second, we will talk about the three types of information disorders. After that, we will talk about 7 categories of information disorder. Next is the source of evaluation. And lastly, we will talk about the media and information literacy. Now let's start. Information disorders. This is the sharing or developing of false information with or without the intent of harming. So when we say false information, this means any incorrect or inaccurate information which is concerning the names, data, issues that are being stated, and many more. So one example for this is that in teaching elementary grades, it is very important for us and for me also as a future educator that we have to be precise, exact details on our own teaching methods or teaching discussion. Because early age and early grade levels can easily adopt and learn on what we teach. So we have to be careful in delivering the information. Make it, just don't make it so detailed, but make it more simpler but accurate so that they can easily understand on what you discuss. And now let's proceed to the 3 types of information disorders. First, we have misinformation, means wrong information provided by someone who has the intention of telling but is not informed that the knowledge is inaccurate or wrong. This is according to Wilder and Direction 2017. So when we say misinformation, it is a false information that is being spread regardless of intent to mislead. For example, the teacher says that the oral examination for tomorrow will start at 8 o'clock in the morning, but some of the students mishear the information, which he or she tell the absent student or the student who is not present at that time that the oral examination for tomorrow will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, misinformation is being developed. So, in order to prevent this, you as teacher must repeat the instructions carefully, make it clear, make it simpler so that they can understand well, and ask them if they have clarifications, or you can write your instructions on the board. So that is just one of examples of misinformation. So as a future educator like me, it's very important for us to clarify our discussions, make it shorter and simpler as always, like breaking down those difficult words and make an examples and an interaction between your discussion and your students, like asking them questions like that. Because you are to become an elementary teacher, so I am and you are to expect to be a teacher to those children who is lower grades. And it is very hard to handle. Maybe some of the students is not can catch up that so fast. So you need to be simpler as always, as I said. And now let's proceed to the second one, which is disinformation. This means that it is a wrong information shared by someone who has an intent to deceive and is aware that the information is wrong and deceitful. This is according to Laser et al. 2018. So, disinformation, this is also a false information which is intended to mislead, to deceive people, which you have purpose or reason why you provide that false information. And now, let's go back to the early example. Excuse me. Now, if one of your students know that the oral examination will start at 8 o'clock in the morning, but he or she tell the other student that it will start at 9 o'clock in the morning just because his or her reason is that he wants his or her classmate to look foolish. So that can be called, as a fake news. So in order to prevent this case, you can inform your student if they are not present at that time by providing exact information through messaging or calling their parents of the student so that they will inform that what is the exact time of oral examination or meeting or what else for tomorrow. So teachers must be, accurate enough to the information they discuss, because fake news is very common today, especially on social media. So you need to be careful. Next, and the third one is the malinformation. Is one based on accurate information but is intended to harm or malign others. This is also according to Waldley and Direction 2017. So, when we say malinformation, this is a genuine information that is being shared to cause harm. This can be includes private or revealing information, and one reason of taking that malinformation is that person is taking revenge, or she or he has hatred. Like for example, one of your students hates his or her new classmate which is older than him or her. So what he or she did is he or she spread personal information to the other sections, which can affect the new student. So like for example that she or he said that the new student is older enough and is not fit to become their classmate. So they are making fun of it. So you as a teacher, you will teach them what is the essence of friendship and welcoming the new student, and age doesn't matter in taking the step in education. And making fun or sharing personal information without the permission to the owner can lead to a bigger mistake. So this is also a bully, example of bullying. So you have to educate your students enough to this. And now we are done with the 3 types of information disorder. Now let's proceed to the 7 categories of information disorders. First is satire or parody. To use of comedy or humor in criticizing issues. For example, a picture of disabled man who is sitting on the wheelchair is being posted on social media and captioned that I hope I can be an Iron Man so that I can like that. They are making fun, making stories, making funny jokes, which is um they are not realizing that they are embarrassing that person, and they don't know that that person is being hurt just because of what they did. And then second is the misleading content, also called as framing, selectively choosing photos, quotes, or statistics that mislead the information. Like for the example on the picture, it captioned, "OMG, the lion ate the man." So this is when misleading content is the information is looking at seems to be point you one thing, but if you stop and dig deeper a little bit more, it is actually completely different. This picture that you've seen is the lion did not eat the man. Rather, the lion hugs the owner, which is the lion's and the lion giving a hug to make feel that the owner is being loved. Next is imposter content. This is using articles, logos, and videos that one did not write. So imposter content is when the logos or the name of the authority that we give to celebrity rather, people's, government, and institution get used and impersonate. So, meaning this is a fake account, a fake information. Like for example, you've seen in the picture, this is a video circulation, which now this branding about the Clinton and Align rape victims. We did not produce this video, meaning the page did not produce the video, but the video claims that the news this produces that kind of video, which is not and which is fake. Fabricated content, creating fantasies and fabricated stories. Yeah, fabricated content that may be anchored in some sort of truth so that it is can easily to believe, so that many person will believe, which is not correct and which is fake. Like for example, in this picture, eating garlic can prevent infection with the coronavirus, which is fake and not true. And actually, garlic have many benefits, but garlic has never proven and tested that this can prevent the infection of the coronavirus. So that's it. That is the fabricated content all about. Now let's proceed to the next one, which is false connection, when visuals did not support the content of materials. Yes, the title or heading of something is not doesn't necessarily match the body of the text. Like for example, of this picture, does drinking alcohol prevent the new coronavirus? Its headline, it's being bold, it's being bigger font. So if you will not read the article, dig deeper, and you only read the headline, so maybe you can produce or maybe you can share some of that or your friends that maybe drinking alcohol can prevent new coronavirus, which you focus only on the headline and which is not connected to the body of the text. So we need to read, make a reading habit so that we can analyze what is the content of the news and if it is accurate or is it true, like that. And now let's proceed to the next one, the false content. So when we say false content, it is the recreation of the genuine content, whether it is taken out of context. Yes. A photograph, video, or PDF that was true and accurate the specific time and gets reshared out of the original content, sometimes months, years, like that. So like for example, in the picture, this has happened on year 2020. So Barangay Luz lockdown situ Zapatera. 3 residents positive for COVID-19. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So this is being reshared on Facebook. I saw this, one of my friends reshared this, and I don't want to mention the name for her or his privacy purposes. He reshared this information which is accurate, which is true, but the time and year is not for today's news. So some people shocked, but some people did not. So those person who react shocked is they didn't click the original picture. They didn't search about all about this, which is this happened 2 years ago. It is 2020 and today it is 2022, which is 2 years afar, like that. So now let's proceed to manipulated content. Manipulating the genuine content or imagery to deceive. So this have actually played around with edited and Photoshop. So as you've seen in this picture, the first picture, you only see that a man is being pointed by a gun. So that's how we see. But how it actually happens in the middle is that someone, the other soldier is helping the poor soldier to drink some water, while the other hand, the one soldier is pointing a gun. Maybe that person is enemy, but besides that, they have still humanity, or humanity exists. Well, in the other picture in the left side, this is how other people saw. Maybe this is being crap, edited, like that. So we have sharing some informations or even pictures, videos, so we have to be accurate enough so that we can share something false information which can mislead or misunderstand other people. And now let's proceed to the next. The 4 phases of information disorders. So first is creation. This is the conception of an article. When the message is being created, or your concept of that kind of article. Second is the production. The publication of the article on one or more news site. So the information is being produced is just one or more than 2, so you have to identify the production of it. Next is the distribution, so sharing the articles in the larger public, either through traditional media or social media. So this can be means that where or when did the product is distributed or made to public. In this is the 4th one, reproduction. The reinterpretation and creation of the original piece by different people or organization. So in this case, the creator changes something to his or her creation. Now let's proceed to the next one, which is source of evaluation. Authority. It is about the author of the information of materials gathered from the specific source. Whether who is the person, who is the sponsors, the organization, the publisher, and who are the broadcaster. So next is accuracy. So when we say accuracy, it refers to the truthfulness and correctness of information. You began to question or think that, is the information supported by evidence? Where does the information came from? Next is objectivity. Is concerned with the impartial, fair, and disinterested presentation or of information. So there will be unbiased view and not one-sided perspective. Next is currency. It is the timeline refers to a sensitivity to time and how constantly they can change. When was the information published or posted? Or where does the information came from? The next is the coverage. Next, and this is the last one, comprises the target audience, the content, and the purpose of the information. So you begin to question what is the purpose of the information and who are or is the intended audience. And now let's proceed to media and information literacy. So since we are very familiar to this topic, we all know that media literacy is essential because it helps us understand the message that we are being communicated or what we read, and that's why this is included to our topic today. So, as educational institutions are incorporating the media and technology in their operations, they are not immune from fraudulent information. So let's proceed to an information. So, an information literate student, therefore, possesses the following characteristics. First is Category 1, Information Literacy. Access information efficiency and effectiveness. So, student knows when to seek information beyond his or her own knowledge, how to frame questions, and where to seek that kind of information. The students will also know how to research across different and variety of sources to locate accurate and best information. Next is evaluates information critically and competently. So a student knows how to carefully and wisely determine the information, like quality, accuracy, relevance, and comprehensive. It also identifies misleading information. Next, uses information accurately and creatively. So the student is skillfully to organize and integrate information from the different sources. Students also applies critical thinking and problem solving. So let's proceed to category 2. This is all about independent learning. First, pursues information related to personal interests. So students knows how to seek information related to personal well-being, like careers, interests, like that. And second, appreciate literature and other creative impressions of information. So in this, students derives meaning from information and is a competent and self-motivated reader. Next is the strives for excellence in information seeking and knowledge generation. So students devises or what we call devices means what we call plan or invent strategies for improving and updating self-knowledge. And last category is social responsibility. First is recognize the importance of information to a democratic society. So students seek information from cultures and sources and respect the principles of equitable access to information. Next is practice ethical behavior in regard to information and information technology. So students will respect intellectual property rights and uses information technology responsibly. Last is participate effectively in group to pursue and generate information. So students participate and shares knowledge and information with other people within the group with respect each ideas and collaborates both thoughts. So that would be all. Thank you for listening and giving time for watching this video discussions. So do you have any questions? So credits. This presentation templates is from Slide Mania, which is at I add more, and the color and the designs is better for my taste. And the images which I use is from Unsplash and Google. And font used in this presentation is Happy Monkey and Chewy. And I hope you like and you understand something about my discussion. So once again, I am Marie Angela Espinosa Pelen from BEd TV.